everyone's favorite Showdown show, the Showdown Kings, Thursday night football on a Monday night. Our Thursday one is not as good as the Monday one. The Monday one's always better. Just to let you know.
Thursday night football is the name of the show, though.
Yes, every night is Thursday for us.
And we'll actually probably see that more at the end of the season. They'll have games on Saturday, and it'll be branded like Thursday night football on Saturday special edition.
What primetime game did they move with the Bengals that you were complaining about?
They put the Broncos and the Chargers on Thursday night instead of the Bengals and the Browns for like week 16 or some shit.
Yeah.
It was the first time they've ever flexed a Thursday game.
That'll be bad when the Bengals are rushing for a playoff spot.
I just, why would you want to take any Bengals game out of, dude, they're all like 40-30. Everybody loves it.
Yeah. Vip says, where's the Creed opening? You know what? This is a comment on AJ and Big Justice and their wrestling debut, which the guy was getting on my nerves. And I'm like, I talked to you over the weekend. I'm like, this guy's so wholesome and the bit is so wholesome. You can't hate on it.
I love it. It's like my favorite thing right now. Them and the Rizzler.
It's not getting old.
It's not. It's good. It's always good. It's gonna keep being good. But the relentless positivity gets me.
Yes, the world needs that right now. Just like our woke asses.
Yes. Yes, the answer to this question is yes.
Yes, it is. Last night, I said before we went live, I always like being called the R word several times by you at about 7:30. You were right in that. Listen, who was my captain at the
Dallas
beginning?
Goedert.
Dallas Goedert. Well, here's
what
I thought
you were an idiot for playing Dallas Goedert.
I thought it was going to be a balanced score. I thought it wasn't going to be as high scoring as it was, and I thought the studs would be balanced. So that's why Goedert came out. Didn't end up that way when Saquon Barkley rushes for 305 yards.
Yeah, and I won with a 0. So congratulations to me and nobody else, even though I tied with a bunch of people. Won with a 0. So that was, that always feels good.
You can win with a 0.
I won my FanDuel seat with a 0 also on the main slate.
Yes.
I seem to like picking guys that score 0, but
that's a commentary to never even delete any of these $200 guys because sometimes
you can win even if they get 0.
Yes. Yeah. And can you imagine if I forget who was the other guy that was sparsely used, if he had just had
one catch.
One catch. I mean, probably would have chopped, but not that much.
Yeah, but I don't know. Mine had Covey, who was the chalk 200.
All right. So this week, by the way, also was just waiting for people to catch up and join this show. That's why we just blabber a little bit to start with. But yesterday's optimal for Classic, I know this is a Showdown show, but it's good for instruction. Daniel's quarterback spend up. You wanted the highest grossing quarterback. The pricing
he was my highest quarterback. He was my highest quarterback.
Pricing softer. You don't need DeVito. Huh?
Even though he sucks.
Even though he sucks. He didn't suck late. It was definitely Tua, and then Daniels came charging back.
Right.
Jacobs, running back. Irving, running back, who's RB1 clearly. Addison.
Although every running back for the Bucs scored a touchdown rushing and Baker rushing.
Yes. Baker had 20 points, fantasy points, and didn't throw a touchdown. Just throw 2 and you're there, buddy. Addison, Waddle, and Moore, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1. McBride was in your core, actually, which is a great call. Cortland Sutton every week. Optimal.
Now that Cortland Sutton has a good quarterback, it's like you remember, Cortland Sutton's fucking huge. Like he towers over everybody.
Yeah, he's like Nico Collins-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they never priced him at $6K, and I don't think they will again when he's back.
They're just like, he's been bad with Russ. So he's going to be bad now with Bo Nix, who just throws in the ball every play.
And then you had Daniels naked again, 3 to 4 weeks. Well, I'm going to say 4 to 4 weeks.
I think this is 3 out of 4 weeks that the quarterback has been against the optimal defense.
Yes, Cowboys defense. So, number one, don't be worried to not be uncorrelated and have no run back. It has happened 4 weeks in a row. And uncheck the box that says don't play defense against your offense. Like, you just never know.
Are you just saying be as stupid as possible?
Just be as stupid as possible. Dude, Dallas Goedert captain.
Don't do that.
I was like, thanks, Mark. Have a good night, Mark. Okay, Mark. Sorry, Mark. I'll delete it.
Apologize.
Apologize. Kneel before Zod.
Apologize to Jesse Jackson.
All right, this week. And by the way, we have a promo this week for Run Pure Sports. This is legit. For Thanksgiving, which we celebrate here. I don't know which side of Thanksgiving you're on, but you're on the indigenous settings, right? Yes. What are you pouring in there?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Giblets 44, GIBLETS 44 gets you 44% off your first payment, monthly or weekly. And those who enter by 12/1 or subscribe by 12/1, including all existing members, enter for $1,000 sweepstakes giveaway, courtesy of Memphis Mark.
It's like Win Ben Stein's money.
Was a great show.
That was a great show.
All right, so this week, Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. Which Harbaugh are you going with?
Jim.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The Ravens defense is just, it's funny because for years they're like, oh, Lamar needs weapons. Lamar needs this. When he won 2 MVPs without it, it's like, so then they get him the weapons, but it's like, they should have spent that money on fucking defense because he can do it all by himself. He doesn't need the weapons. Like, it's unnecessary. It's overkill. So now they're just in this purgatory where they're like the Bengals, only Lamar's better than Burrow. So they actually win these games, or at least a lot of them.
The Chargers are definitely ascending. Jim definitely is a great coach for a great quarterback. I see it close, but like a 30
alphas. The coach got to be an alpha.
Yes.
Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, Dan Campbell.
Zach Taylor. 31-27. He is so soft, dude. He's so Pillsbury soft.
No head. See, even Andy Reid did not win a championship until he got Mahomes. Like, they made it 100 times the NFC Championship when he was the coach of the Eagles, but it's like soft as fuck calling the plays. That shit don't fly.
No, I don't. I want Vrabel. I want Vrabel in Cincinnati.
Yes, like hire somebody smart to be the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Hire a guy that's going to whip out his dick in the locker room as the head coach.
Yes, Burrow's got this. He's got it on his own.
Right. You need to motivate the other people.
Exactly, the other people on the team to do.
Like, somebody needs to go up to the kicker and be like, "Son, if you miss one more fucking kick, like," and then he'll make it.
Yes, correct. Thank you. The score, though, close, like 31-27, 31-28, 28-24, 28-20, that
I think
range.
it's going to be a lot higher scoring than people think.
Yes, I agree. Defenses, punt them.
Because the Chargers defense, while they're good, Lamar can score on anyone, and the Ravens defense sucks. So it's just going to be up and down again.
Patrick Queen is out. Secondary, I believe, key defensive players in the Chargers are hurt. This is going to be like a Bengals-Chargers game.
Yeah, and it's going to be fucking great.
It's going to be great.
This is going to be great. I love it.
Chargers get a lot of turnovers. They play really hard. They let Burrow back in the game last week. I could see the Chargers going up, letting Baltimore back in, but Chargers hold on again this week against the AFC North. That's
34-31.
Something like that. And I'm not going to fall prey. I'm not going to do the Will Dissly captain shit today. Don't worry. My head is straight. My head is screwed on straight. If you say you're doing Will Dissly 100% captain, I'm going to die.
I'm not.
The Ravens are the most penalized team in the NFL. Yes.
Penalized. You Canadian fuck.
What? Don't you respect my process here?
Process. Penalized. Yeah, they are. They're the most
you
penalized.
American cunt.
You're a citizen of this country.
I am. That's right.
Do you have 2 passports? Are you like James Bond?
Yeah. I got 7 passports.
So my wife has 2 passports, and the Australian one, this is ridiculous, but it literally just says Australia, and it has a kangaroo and an emu on it.
Canada did the same fucking thing. Canada's passports have Justin Trudeau swimming as a kid. It's the dumbest shit. I want eagles blowing fucking elephants up with their eyes.
I mean, I do like leaning into stereotypes for for your country, you know. It's like I love that kind of shit, but like you're trying a passport, it's just a kangaroo on it.
Oh, yeah, ours is a beaver with Justin Trudeau swimming as a kid. I'm like, what the fuck?
My favorite conspiracy: Justin Trudeau is Castro's son.
I believe that.
I believe it. That
his mom was a little minx back in the day, and she loved some Cubans.
Yes, and he looks just like him, dude. They showed the
pictures.
Like,
and he acts just like him.
Justin Trudeau and Castro look exactly like each other.
That's a great. I'm not into conspiracies.
That's real. A great one. That's real.
That's
real. Cuba runs Canada.
Let's put it on Reddit.
Yeah.
All right. So you always said, and I agree with this: Lamar captain in Lamar games. Lamar captain. He runs a lot. He does give a lot of.
He's been running less though.
He's running less. Henry vultures these touchdowns, but he's throwing it a lot better. 2 touchdowns, 265, runs for 60. If he runs one in, he's getting 28 points, and then adios. He's captain.
Yep.
Is he your number 1 right now?
Yep.
Good.
By a lot. So
yep.
Right now, Lamar 1, McConkey 2, Zay Flowers 3, Henry 4, and
where's
Dobbins
Herbert
5.
for you though?
Pardon?
Where's Herbert though? He's at rushing upside.
You know, I typically don't like to play the Herberts. Obviously, he has been running a lot though, which it gives me some reason to do it. If I run my indigenous settings, it gives me a fuck ton of Herbert captain, like a lot.
Yes.
And I'm not sure I want that. Like it gives me almost as much Herbert as Lamar, and I don't know how I feel about that. But I think I'm going to include him just in a lower capacity, like 5 to 10%.
Okay. So in your 34-31 build, that's 4 touchdowns. 3 of them are going to be throwing, right? He's probably going to throw for 300 yards in that scenario.
The Chargers do they do rush the fucking ball in the red zone though.
50-50 they run. Dobbins seems to suck though, but it's Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Gus Bus revenge game. That is a narrative.
Yeah, Gus, you know,
they're going to give him touchdowns.
I don't mind Gus down there because like he could do 2 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like that's totally feasible.
Yes.
And then he's nutted. And so like I definitely do not fade Gus Edwards at all. Gus Edwards is a decent play down there. I don't know if I like him as much as Justice Hill, but I you know, especially because we're thinking maybe Ravens trail script, which Justice Hill would be a very, very good play there.
And a pass catcher.
But yeah, I like Gus Edwards down at the bottom.
Yeah. Villa says Herbert captain, he goes full Josh Allen running. He can.
He could.
He can.
He could. You know, and I think in the past he's been beat up the last few years. And now that he's like not beat up, he's like running a lot.
I had a prop for Dobbins running at least 5 yards per quarter last week against the Bengals, and he didn't do it. I agree. Dobbins has looked really good at times, looked dusty most of the time. The pass catching on Chargers, though. Okay, let's say he throws in 2. Let's say they get 2 on the ground, 1 from him, 1 from Dobbins, or 1 from Edwards. 2 or 3 that come from there.
Mm-hmm. So
I do like Disley scoring a touchdown.
I think Disley and Quentin Johnston are similar in terms of
yes.
Like Johnston probably. I would say he has more upside, except like they've been chucking Disley the ball like every fucking play. So yes. You know, I do like either Disley or Johnston to score a touchdown, and then you know McConkey. I don't think McConkey needs a touchdown though.
No, he gets volume.
Yeah.
I'm 100% agreement. I think 12 points on Quentin Johnson, which I think is probably.
I'm lower than that. I think I have 11.
He's a great option in flex.
He's fine. Yeah, no, him and Disley are both in the mix, but McConkey's the guy.
Yeah,
I think McConkey is the best play on the board besides Lamar.
Yes, 9K, like a 7 for 80.
Yeah. So McConkey, Lamar, and Herbert would be the three that are like the best. I mean, talking utility, those are the three best utility, and then I think Lamar and McConkey are the best captains as well.
Zay Flowers could nuke. He could do like a 9-120.
Agreed. But I think that McConkey could get that much, and he has a higher floor, and he's more likely to catch a touchdown, and the team is way more reliant on him than, you know, the Ravens are on Zay.
And the Ravens secondary stinks.
Yes.
That's what I was going through in my projections that I was building. It's like how many options that Lamar Jackson has, which made me force him even more in captain. Flowers, Bateman, Wallace we've seen, Aguilar catches.
Deontay Johnson.
You got two very viable tight ends.
Kylan Wallace had like 35 a few weeks ago.
Correct. He blew it was a prime time slate.
Mitchell never touches the ball.
Huh?
Like, I don't know. They've got Devontae Walker that never sees the field.
Yeah, and then you've got Hill, and Henry. Hill catches passes, and then you've got 2, possibly 3 viable tight ends. Likely and Andrews split. One of them's going to get a touchdown, and then Kolar, he's a beast. So they don't funnel it.
Lamar has turned into, like, he's the best passing quarterback in the league, which is insane, other than Mahomes. But like, but Lamar is he's so good at passing now. It's crazy. Like, the development has been swift and violent. He's so good.
Dicker the kicker. I don't like kickers today.
Not big on kickers. Dicker's is definitely a better play than Sucker, who can't make a field goal anymore. But Rieger at the bottom, I mean, it's hard to not use him because he's been playing a lot and he doesn't cost anything. And I'm probably going to have way too much and he'll get 0. But as I showed last night, you can win with 0.
Rager is 800. I'm at a 1.5. There's actually
I've got Rager at 3.
Okay, that changes a lot.
And Darius Davis at 2.
I like Darius Davis a lot.
Darius Davis also with the correlation with the Chargers defense on the returns.
Because he runs too. He'll run, he'll catch passes.
He punt return. Is it Rager? It's Rager. Is it Rieger or Rager? I don't care. He sucks. So I
don't penalize for saying Rieger.
Yeah, I don't need to learn how to say his name.
I have Kolar just for like a 1.5. But
I'm getting 0 Kolar just because he's in that range with Rager.
Darius Davis is interesting. Patrick Ricard, I have it a 1. All these guys.
The guys at 200 that are actually getting into my file are Tucker Fisk, Hassan Haskins, because fucking Harbaugh for some reason wants to run him on the 1 every time, and Stone Smart.
Yeah, I have 10% Tucker Fisk right now.
Yeah.
6% Haskins.
It's like, if Disley does something to his leg or anything, really.
Well, one of those tight ends will get.
Say what?
Any murderers or health issues on this team for narrative?
Well, this is the Ravens. So,
the defense.
We know about we know Mark Andrews has diabetes.
Does he really?
Yeah. Have you not seen the clip of it's Lamar talking to him? I think it's Lamar. It's somebody talking to him on the sideline. Might have been Bateman, and he's like doing his diabetes like injection, and Lamar or whoever it was like, "The fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "No, I have diabetes." And he's like, "What's that?" Well, he didn't know what it was. The clip is great. I can't remember who it was.
What's the disease?
Yeah. Like they didn't understand like the blood sugar thing that he was doing. He's like, "No, I have to." And they're like, "Wait, you have to do this after every possession?" He's like, "Yeah." And it's like, if it's low, I have to like drink orange juice. And they were like, "What?" Like they just did not understand.
Who is the Quaker Oats guy?
George Washington.
No, that was also the diabetes commercials.
Mickey Rooney.
No, it wasn't Mickey Rooney. I was wondering if he just popped on the sideline and explained to Lamar Jackson what diabetes were.
Diabetes.
Now it's going to drive me crazy. Wilford Brimley. Excuse me. Wilford Brimley. There you go. Look at these guys. Here's what I was going to say. You know what's funny? You set this up for our weekly segment, our daily segment on the show. The guy I was going to mention was, what college, before the comment section can get this, what college did Mark Andrews go to?
Oklahoma.
Purdue.
Oklahoma.
You knew that too quickly. You're probably right.
That was too easy.
Fuck. Great call.
Okay,
then Isaiah Likely.
Oh, that's tough. Alcorn State.
It's a tough one.
Is it Alcorn State?
Huh? No, but
Southern.
But one of the Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers.
Coastal Carolina.
Yep. Who else went to Coastal Carolina? That's really...
Dustin Johnson.
Who?
Dustin Johnson. The golfer.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Conway, South Carolina.
Carolina typically a baseball school.
We're going to know so many of these, but okay. Who's the quarterback? The backup quarterback for the Argos. Where did he go to school?
Arbuckle, Georgia State.
There we go.
Who beat Vanderbilt this year?
Is that a question, or say who beat Vanderbilt?
No, they did. They beat Vanderbilt.
Okay, yeah.
In football.
Yep. Ben Sinnott.
Sino?
Sinnott.
Is he on this slate?
No. We talked about it. That's what I'm saying. We know these random colleges they went to. I think it was
Iowa?
Or Indiana. Yeah. Okay. So in flex then, now Captain Lamar, Herbert, Henry, Ladd, 150 build. Who's your top in flex?
Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert, and then Lamar, Henry, and McConkey all about the same. Mark Andrews is close, and Justice Hill is way up there.
Yeah, I have Herbert, Lamar, Mark Andrews, Henry, Disley, McConkey, and Hill.
Yeah.
Now, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely are interesting in that I believe one of them gets a touchdown. So I believe one of them gets 10, one of them gets 6, or one of them gets 11, one of them gets 6.
I'm not sure that Andrews I'm not sure Andrews needs a touchdown to be optimal. Likely, I think, does.
What's Likely's price?
He's a little cheaper, but I don't think he's. Andrews is slowly taking over as far as like snaps and like who's getting the ball and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I have a 445 type night for Andrews without a touchdown. That's around 9 points. Pretty good for 4K. That's what just bunts out.
Yeah,
the kickers.
If Andrews catches the touchdown, I think he's in there.
Yeah, but Mark Andrews' price kicks out Cameron Dicker, for instance, and Justin Tucker. I don't think
getting Dicker like low 20s, but Tucker less. They've shown less of a willingness to even let Tucker try those long field goals
because of how bad Tucker. I mean, at best, I think he's just gonna be kicking point after all night.
They don't want to kick it because their offense is so good, and he's showing them that they shouldn't kick it.
Yep. Evan McPherson, Justin Tucker, Spider-Man meme.
Except for Evan McPherson was never good.
That's right. He was good at Florida. He was make-believe good in Cincinnati. He is not good now. To score.
We need to do a college. Speaking of Florida,
sure.
College football in general. We need to do a college football playoff show where we talk about all the slop that's going on and how there's like 30 teams that can make it.
Who's your top 4 right now?
Well, the top 4 is easy. Oregon. Oregon's number 1. Ohio State, Texas, and 4th is the problem with 4th is it's a conference champion has to get that bye. So right now I think it's like Boise or Miami that would get in as like with a bye, but they both suck. there's just a lot of slop going on. Half the SEC lost last weekend. It's
You remember when I
UNLV could
you?
make the playoff.
Remember when I texted you when Kentucky tied it up with Texas? I said, "Go Cats."
Well, I bet pretty big on Kentucky, and they covered.
Yeah,
they covered.
Stoops ain't leaving, by the way. I'm just telling that right now. Stoops is here forever.
Y'all's defensive line's okay. The rest of the team,
not good. Okay. Andrews 179 to score, likely plus 350. I believe Andrews gets a touchdown. I believe both tight ends from both teams get a touchdown. Do I believe that every week? Yes.
That's racist.
Yeah, it is racist. I just realized that. Okay.
At least you're not picking Hunter Lipke.
I'm not picking Hunter Lipke. No. Low on kickers, low on defense. Just
yeah. Defense, this year especially, defense has just been like yesterday, like the highest scoring defenses gave up like 30 points. It was Dallas and Houston, and they just it's just total slop as to what defense ends up high.
27, and they got a 22 points on defense.
Yeah. Houston gave up 32 points, was it? And they had like 9 sacks and a pick 6.
Yeah.
That happened. That was the thing that happened. Like, I bet on the Titans in the whole game. It was like, what the fuck are they doing? Even though they were in the process of scoring 30 points.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that some of these real cheapies, 1,000 and under, even, Tylon Wallace and under, or it's half the price of a defense. I think they're more viable than a defense.
I don't know, man. All it takes is one kickoff return. It's stupid, but I'm not getting any Chargers defense right now, but I'm getting the Ravens a little bit.
What do you have Chargers at? 3?
4.5.
Okay.
And the Ravens at 5.5. And the Ravens, I'm getting at 5.5. I'm getting the Ravens almost 10%.
Who scored first yesterday? That was
for what game?
Just in the whole NFL slate, like 40 seconds in. It was Stover.
Stover.
It's over with Stover.
Yeah.
And then Noah Gray, who had some
Noah Gray, who had 2.
I think they're transitioning Travis Kelce to Noah Gray.
Eventually.
I think now.
Well, I mean, at least during the regular season. In the playoffs, though, but they're trying to get Travie a little rest here. Also, I just want to talk about Taylor Swift, the disrespect, not showing up to Carolina just because we suck, and we almost beat that ass. She almost let that happen to him. She almost let the Chiefs lose because she didn't fucking show up to the game. Shows you, Taylor.
Was she at a protest with you though? Possibly.
I don't know.
You in DC?
Yeah, me in DC. But Taylor, you can't disrespect the Panthers like that. I know our stadium is bad.
No, and the fans were rocking. I thought I said, imagine these guys make the playoffs. 4-7.
Bryce Young played well. Bryce Young might be better than Jaden Daniels.
I almost put out the tweet. I almost put that tweet up before he scored 4 touchdowns. I was going to say Bryce Young is better than Daniels and Stroud combined.
I said he was better than Daniels and Caleb Williams, and then Caleb Williams threw for 400 yards at the end of the game.
Yes.
They both did it right at the end.
How do the Vikings win? How are the Vikings 9-2?
I don't know. Kevin O'Connell, Andrew Peterson. I almost called AP Adrian Peterson.
Maybe we should. Let's call him Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson. No, AP has done a really good job of coaching the Vikings. That's what I'll tell you. Because Justin Jefferson had 1 catch for like 7 yards yesterday, and that was it.
Yeah, and then Addison was optimal.
Yeah. And they won anyway.
They win close games. Another coach, unnamed, does not.
Another quarterback, unnamed, Joe Burrow.
No. He's required just to do way too much.
Who is Aaron Rodgers playing for next year, the Vikings?
Funny if it's the Giants.
That would be great. That would be fucking great. If Aaron Rodgers, I'm trying to think of another team to be funny if Aaron Rodgers played for him.
I don't know if a team's going to take a chance on Rodgers.
New Orleans,
maybe. 4-2 or 3-3, both. No 5
They're
wins.
the same.
Definitely not.
4-2 and 3-3. There's no difference to me.
Yeah, no 5 wins.
No 5-1s. But yeah, 4-2 and 3-3 to me. I don't discriminate between those two.
Okay, who's the worst play, either popular owned or price?
The worst play that might be popular.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little weird today because usually, like, I'll have something that looks really bad, like Dallas Goedert last night. But today,
it could be Dobbins.
Yeah, it's probably Dobbins. I still have a decent bit of Dobbins, but he's the worst play up there. The next would be Quentin Johnston, who I still think is fine.
Yeah, he's pricey. He better score.
Yeah, and so is Disley. Disley's price has gone way up. Yeah. You know, I would much rather play Mark Andrews than Disley.
Someone said Deontay Johnson's going to play more tonight.
That throws everything else even more into flux. But it's like, how many targets are there really to go around for the Ravens? Why did they trade for him? I still don't understand that.
They've got 6 guys that can catch a pass.
Are they just worried? Are they just like trying to make sure in case somebody gets hurt? But like, you should have traded for a fucking cornerback.
I don't think Deontay Johnson at any level tonight is going to be on the lineup. Just
he would have to catch a slant and run a long one.
If he goes 170-1, maybe.
Yeah, right.
But $3K is really expensive for Deontay Johnson.
That's the Bean Air special parlay. We go under 1.5 receptions, over 60 receiving yards.
Yeah.
Parlay for like 40-1. That's the Bean Air special.
It's the Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Aguilar can do that. Wallace can do that.
Whole team can do that. First of all, did you see Chig Okonkwo on the Titans do that? Yes. Dude, he's fast.
Yes. It's funny because someone goes, should I play Chig? And we all universally said yesterday, no, he's never going to be good or optimal. Or
he was in, like, I was over on Stroud, so he was in. I had some Stroud teams with him. I liked him better than Westbrook Akine. But
yeah, the thing is too, Will Levis might be getting better.
No, Will Levis, dude. Ever since, like, the further he gets away from his girlfriend leaving him for who's the country singer? Most famous country
Travis
singer.
Tritt?
No. Most famous one other than Taylor Swift. Most famous male.
Reba McEntire.
Come on, somebody.
I don't know country music.
Morgan Wallen. Ever since Will Levis's girlfriend left him for Morgan Wallen,
he's been mad.
Right. And so he probably leaked that video of himself like fucking her with his 12-inch dong to like kind of pump himself up so everybody be like, oh shit, look how big Will Levis's dick is. And then now he's been playing better the further it gets away from it.
Okay.
Have you not seen the video?
No. I'll put that in my model though for next week though.
Yeah.
Revenge porn narrative.
Yeah.
And we only say today that Mark Andrews has diabetes and the defense is correlated to Ray Lewis. And that's why they play better or they play worse.
Yeah. The one thing about the Chargers is typically their team doctors are terrible, which is why they all get hurt all the time. Remember when the Chargers team doctor punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung in pregame trying to give him like a cortisone shot?
No.
That happened.
Okay.
And so he missed the game, and he missed like weeks. And he sued the team, and he won because what the fuck?
Right.
How do you puncture a guy's lung giving him a shot?
Yes.
So, you know, all of the peripheral stuff like that does favor the Ravens, I will say.
And I
from
do
a
believe
from a murder health standpoint.
I do believe there's a murder health. There's just something going on in the Harbaugh family in general, some history there. Okay, but it's split evenly between the coaches, so it washes itself out. There's no way their dad wasn't into shit, right?
Okay, well let's hear let's elaborate. What is into shit? Their dad was a high school coach for 40, 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Like, I remember when I was in high school, it's like, I'm just going to go ahead. I mean, there's no people's names here, so I can just fucking tell the story. Our starting quarterback
Adam
got
Schlechter.
in a drunk driving wreck coming back from the state title basketball game, where he was with a few other of my friends, and he killed a woman in the drunk driving wreck. And at the scene of the crime, the football coach showed up, and all of a sudden he got off with no charges.
Right.
And so I'm going to say the Harbaugh dad probably has done that a bit.
But I wanted you to tell that story, because guess what football coach showed up at the wreck? Jack Harbaugh.
Jack Harbaugh. It was Jack Harbaugh.
Yes.
But yes, that story I just told is 100% true. And so my buddy, his mom works with that quarterback, and every time I see her, I'm like, remember that time he killed somebody in a car wreck and didn't go to jail for it?
Brady, we've done this 4 weeks in a row. That was a good one.
I wish Adam Slechta was watching, because he would be dying.
I said he was the quarterback, so
no, he's not the quarterback.
Okay.
He's not the quarterback, but he knows the quarterback.
All right. Let's go touchdown scores, and then we'll go into we'll ride the snake together. Touchdown scores, Chargers. You've got 4.
4 touchdowns. We're going with
Disley,
Ladd McConkey, Disley, J.K. Dobbins, and
Quentin.
I think it's going to be random. One of the guys toward the bottom.
Okay.
Could be Gus.
Or Herbert running.
Yeah.
Baltimore side, Henry 1. Andrews 2.
Lamar
3.
And
Henry 4.
That only gives Lamar 1 passing. I don't like that.
Zay Flowers.
Or Lamar gets multiple rushing, or to a slop, your Deontay Johnson, Aguilar, Tylan Wallace, whoever the fuck they have on their team. There's 100 of them.
Hill.
Yeah, Justice Hill.
Joe Ruff, I'm kind of with you. 2 touchdowns to Andrews. This is my Goddard narrative. Yes.
But as I told you, Goddard could have. I said before the game, Goddard could score 3 touchdowns, and he's not the captain, which 100% was correct.
And your game strip was completely correct.
Because Barkley had like 8 bajillion, and it's like he was never going to be captain.
I thought it'd be tighter. I thought the studs would all get about 20, and I thought you'd need basically a balance of all the studs, and Goddard became viable for captain. I was wrong. Hand to God. My God.
You're always wrong. Am I okay with Justice Hill and Henry in the same lineup? Yeah.
Yes, of course. I don't think there's any lineup rules where you keep 2 guys out tonight. I mean, likely and Andrews could be in the same lineup.
I mean,
unlikely, but likely.
You don't really need to make this rule, but like you don't really want Tucker Fisk and Stone Smart together. But I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah, I think a max one of the 1,000 and under guys. Yeah.
I'm not going to make that rule just because it's like I don't want lineups to be completely eliminated that are Lamar captain, Henry, Herbert, Dobbins. Like I want that to be on the table.
I still don't think the math adds up where you need it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then again, you do a salary floor that kind of prevents that from happening.
No. I haven't been. I've been going lower randomization with no floor recently.
Okay.
I still don't end up with much that's below like 4,800 or 48,500. But
lock Disley on FanDuel. I don't know his price on FanDuel, Snyder.
My straw died.
I don't know if I'd lock him. How are you drinking that drink?
Well, I was drinking out of a straw, and then I try and click to log into FanDuel, and it's like enter 5 million codes. Where's this spotlight traffic light? Click all the ones with the traffic light. The CAPTCHA.
How often do you get that wrong?
What's up?
How often do you get the CAPTCHA wrong?
every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. I don't think I've ever gotten it right.
Nope. Is Adam Schlecht the murderer?
No, well, Adam's not the murderer.
Well, should we talk about Bryce's whereabouts again?
I agree with Snyder. Lock Disley on FanDuel at 7,000.
Here you go, Snyder. I don't think I murder anyone.
Adam, I was telling the story about how our starting quarterback for our high school killed a woman in a drunk driving accident, and then the football coach got him off of the charges.
And the football coach was Jack Harbaugh, and that has split off into the Harbaugh family, and it's going to be balanced out tonight.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And that quarterback was Bryce.
He did. Yes, he did.
It's going to be easy to Google this now. Let's do it.
Then you shouldn't be afraid to ride the snake. Ride the snake.
All right, we've been through everything today. We've talked about value plays. We talked about who's going to score touchdowns. We talked about the score. We talked about who's going to win. We've talked about diabetes. We've talked about Jack Harbaugh being an accessory to murder. Adam Schlechter being a quarterback who might be the murderer. The worst priced plays. Inject a snake in my veins. Let's ride. Okay. Team knows the rule. Oh, by the way, for those who we got a lot of viewers now. The reason why our pick 6 was 6-6 last.
6 out of 6.
6-6. Stay for the 6-6.
33 to 1 or 39 to 1.
39 to 1 it paid. Some guy won $400 off $10.
That was James Azzarelli. Shout out James Azzarelli.
As in Discord.
He Clemson has hope now, so he's probably happy. And the hockey pick hit.
We don't lose.
I give myself credit for that.
We don't lose. All right.
There's only one hockey game tonight, right? Or was that last night?
There was one hockey game last night. The Leafs won. Again, our Leafs.
There's a lot of Stanley Cup tonight. We got options.
We got options tonight. All right. No dupes in snake draft. No mocking in snake draft. No eye contact. No head movement. No audibles. No provisionals. No woke takes.
No woke takes.
I'll flip a Trudeau coin in the air.
Lamar is actually a known Trump supporter. He posted positive things about Trump, so no woke takes tonight.
Nope, none. Trudeau coin is flipped in the air.
Castro.
Yeah, it's Castro or the Beaver. It was Castro. You go first.
It's his dad. His mom's the queen.
Yeah, it's his dad.
My first pick is Lamar Jackson.
Okay, Lamar is your first pick. You said that RFK says he thinks better and he got better grades in college or high school by doing heroin.
Heroin?
Yeah. He said I was a D student. I started taking heroin. I got straight A's.
One of my friends in college did a bunch of heroin, got like a 3.5 in computer science, and then bought Bitcoin when it was like 10 cents and now is worth like $200 million and lives in like rural China. And he's a white dude.
Was it the quarterback?
No.
Okay. I'm going to have to give it a try. All right. Lamar is my pick for number 1. Captain, no dupes. My number 2 captain. I'm going to go Henry.
This is true.
Do you go to GT with max ownership? What is a good max ownership for Showdown?
I don't set maxes on anybody because I'm probably going to have Lamar like all of them in like every lineup.
Yeah, the only thing you want to do sometimes, Chris, is in the cheap range because the projections are so close. I wouldn't go too heavy into one guy. I would maybe balance it out, maybe a min-max of one. Because by doing a 1.1 projection, a 200 guy, and a 1 projection, a 200 guy, you can get 30% more of the other guy. That's where I would regulate it. All right. Marcus always had the most bizarre fucking stories.
And now I have Adam here to confirm that they're not even hyperbolic.
Do you know Brady McFootball?
No.
Okay. Maybe he's the quarterback.
Maybe he's the quarterback.
It's the
Brady,
name.
that's a quarterback name.
Brady, no. All right, go ahead.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay. One more. No, it's 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going Herbert. Or do 5 today. Herbert.
I know Covey was in the optimal with the donut last night because I had it and I won.
Yeah. Yeah. We just needed the other dude. I forget his name.
Johnny Wilson?
No, he's 1,000. He was 1,200. Oh, Ali or Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He just needed to see the ball, and you probably win 10x. I went Lamar, Henry, Herbert, and then I'll go Lad. Lamar for you so far. No dupes.
Yeah.
2 more.
2 more. We're going more.
We're going 5. Yeah.
Okay. Lamar.
Okay. Finally.
I'm gonna go with Jackson.
Okay. That's great. Thank you for that. I will go I'll go Zay. Okay, so mine are Lamar, Henry, Herbert, Ladd, and Zay. Heavy Lamar. You were strange. You were contrarian today. Surprise. You went Lamar, and then Jackson. So that's your pool. That's your rule. That's your pool. Let's do pick 6. Pick 6, $5 in, $50 out in credit if you put $5 into pick 6 now.
Or if you did it last week, it'd be $5 in and you would have gotten fucking $200 out.
I think tonight's going to pay 40 plus. That's my prediction. It pays minimum 20x on a 6 of 6, even if they lose money. So let's do it. Pick 6.
Okay.
Lock and load. I'm loading it up right now.
Who's going first?
You can go first because I'm loading it up.
My first pick 6 selection is Justice Hill over 17.5 receiving yards.
Justice Hill over 17.5 receiving yards.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going Mark Andrews over 31.5 receiving yards.
I got a feeling we're going to be pretty over heavy today.
Yep.
Ladd McConkey over 67.5 receiving yards.
Okay. It's tough to go under on these high.
Because I think the game's going to be 40-30. Yeah.
I agree. This is tough. Palmer can get over 3. Dobbins. Okay, we might just have to do overs. I think Lamar over 235.5 passing yards.
Okay.
I took your Lamar one from you.
Yeah, I was going to go over on Lamar passing touchdowns. So you already took Mark Andrews?
Yeah, Hill, Andrews, McConkey, and Jackson.
We're locked in right now.
Mm-hmm.
How about J.K. Dobbins over 46.5 rushing? Props too low.
Okay.
It's gone too far over for him, or too far.
Yeah,
low.
I mean, he's kind of a 50.
It's gone too far down.
All right, finally. I think this one's easy. Herbert, we didn't do a Herbert one yet. Herbert over 1.5 touchdowns passing. I think he gets at least 2.
Bang, bang.
So we did all overs tonight. That's what we're going to do in a 31-20.
Everybody knows how much it pains me to take overs.
I know. I couldn't find an under. The only one I'd like is maybe a Dobbins under, but
the quarterback's rushing because I think they're just going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So Hill over 17.5 receiving yards. Andrews over 31.5 receiving yards. Love. McConkey 67.5 receiving yards over. Jackson easy 235.5 passing yards over. Dobbins 46.5 rushing yards over. And Herbert throws for more than 1.5 touchdowns. The only one you could possibly do differently is a Dobbins, not in rushing yards, but a Dobbins on receptions or he doesn't get a touchdown.
His receiving yards is also only 15.5, but not a big fan of that.
Yeah, he could do that in one catch.
Yeah.
I
prefer the rushing.
That pays 20x. Lock it in. Herbert over rushing. Yeah, I think it's 20.5. I think he gets 40.
Lamar, I think, could go under on rushing because he just hasn't been running.
Matty Ice 704. Did I see the stat on ESPN about Zay Flowers? No, Matty Ice. We're not doing
over under 1.5 murders.
Over. Oh, tonight?
For Zay Flowers.
Over. Yes. Who's his mentor?
Oh, true.
Ray Lewis.
True.
That's it. I think we did it. 2 hours 55 minutes, 2 o'clock. Almost 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 2 o'clock Central.
Go Chargers, go.
Good luck. I can't wait till 7:30 where you say how stupid I am. Stay here. Let's do this. Let's do this for an hour. Just on loop.